Hello, and yeah, I'm literally like pumping out these videos. Like if I can, I don't know what you actually pump out with this kind of, let's say, excessiveness. But yeah, the funny thing is that the moment you stop caring, really caring about what other people think, it's like as if you and the most important part of it is as if you're as soon as everything goes to shit, you're dead. So it's as if like, okay, I'm already gonna die tomorrow, let's say. I'm already gonna die like next month, next 2 or 3 months. Would I give a shit about two or three people or the whole planet giving a shit about me and having an opinion on me about me? No. But when you push the deadline into 50 years, the natural kind of community of selves governing your every decisions, not only for now but also for next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, next 30 years, are gonna be on alert. It's literally if I can what you call inside out meeting what was the movie, Shining, as if everything is just your survival instinct, and every emotion is just engineered towards making you like that meme. The guy is literally axing the door. Was it Jack Nicholson? Yeah, and you're just screaming here for your survival. But the thing is that the moment you stop caring about it is like, okay, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Death is the worst thing, and that's already literally the sanctuary itself. So what else is gonna be the problem? Two or three people having opinion on you or whatever, and itself is kind of liberating, but at the same time hollow. Like everyone lives for something. If you're not living for yourself, and if you're not living for others, and if you're not living for a higher purpose, so what the actual fuck you're living for, you know? And itself is like the the conundrum that the dilemma of having death as your sanctuary, as your fucking scapegoat, becomes the cheerleader of your whole um, demise. Because as soon as possible, when you can exit the game, why not exit now? And this is quite like a trippy conversation as well, that it could like lead to a lot of like slippery slopes that um, it's kind of leaves like a bitter taste in your mouth. But the thing is that um, I'm completely lost about life, about whatever the fuck I'm supposed to do, and whatever the fuck is gonna happen to me, through me, by me, with me in life. And it's like I don't get it. And the curious thing is that not even single person questions it, because the our generation or the generation after me is like so exposed to so many information, so many like a bombardment of kind of news about others' lives, that even if you don't accept that, if you just see it, and that lives like rent free in your mind, that why so many people are not only exist, that you are aware of, like at least you're aware of, like every time you scroll under your kind of fingertips, there are like millions of lives that you are made aware of. This is very suffocating, because this literally means not only you already with your own kind of circle of acquaintances feel either small or minimum or medium or like mediocre, but also it's a greater ocean of people that now you have awareness of their existence. The other thing is that it just there's something that there's a kind of a mess here that I don't kind of fully understand. Like I remember um, it's always been so fascinating to me that that's one of the reasons I talk to a lot of people because this kind of transitional phase is very amusing to me. I remember I had this, and we're still kind of distantly good friends that we can pick up the pieces every single time we kind of connect, but it's not that deep of a friendship. I remember I had this very smart kind of friend in my bachelor's. Was it bachelor's? Yeah, it was in my bachelor's studying law, and she came from a very like poor family, and she had those fire kind of flames in her eyes that she would make it to some places someday. And I'm pretty sure by now she is a very kind of renowned lawyer or something. I don't think we've been keeping in touch very often, but last time we spoke, she was gunning for her thesis, I guess. But the funny thing is that I remember I once called her, um, and I had changed my number because of reasons. And she picked up, and the voice she had was like, "Who is this?" And I immediately caught up on the whole situation. And instead of her asking, "Who is this?" because I felt the tone of she didn't recognize me, I said, "Who are you?" And she literally busted up laughing that, brother, you're calling me. And you're asking who I am, and then I said, okay, this is me, and this is whatever, and the whole tonality shifted and became friendly and whatever, and we picked it up. And ever since, I was like 17 by at that age, at that time, and ever since I've been even more keen on tonality shifts of people in every stage of like stranger danger, acquaintance, friend, bestie, and even fucking straight up like date. And the switches are like so nuanced that everyone literally slips through each stage. But if you literally pay close attention to it, it's like so significant, and it's literally a different person. That the vocabulary changes, the tonality shifts, the kind of body language opens up. It's like literally you are meeting 50 layers of other people into and discovering a new layer every step of the way. And the funny thing is, even recently, I was reaching to anyone I knew in this new country, from an Uber driver I met, and we talked about things, to a random kind of girl I met in front of my university that caught my eye, and we had a chat and exchanged numbers and all of that. And I noticed that some of them did recognize me from my voice because of how impactful our conversation was about things. And some of them remembered the name. Some of them didn't even recognize the name. And some of them were straight up saying, "How the fuck do you have the number?" It's just hilarious, by the way. And I even wrote a kind of a meta uh, kind of writing piece on it as well. That the plot twist of the whole situation was that at the end of the whole thing, that was kind of real. I call myself, and there are iterations of myself that I call myself from 10 years ago. I call myself from different, like a specific party situation in a very kind of a specific moment in time. And the like a mic drop of the whole writing is supposed to be that I call myself, and I'm literally repeating the whole thing here, but it's necessary for context of what I'm about to say. It's that I call myself in the future self, which is like in 5 years, in 10 years. And I say, please pick up the phone. And the whole theme of the let's call it poem, it's not a poem, but let's call it that for simplicity's sake, that I call it and say, hey, and the whole theme is about remembrance. And I even play on words with remembering, like remembering someone, and dismembering and remembering, like the kind of it's whole play on word with modern kind of connection, that so many people of so many people, but so little about anyone. And this kind of adds to the depth of disillusionment of kind of understanding, and whatever that means, the connection itself. And so the basic ending of the whole situation is that not only I call myself, and I'm literally asking, okay, are you even alive in 5 years? Are you like where the fuck are you? And I just leave a voice note that I don't know even it's gonna be reaching my future self or whatever, and I just tell him to, hey, dismember me. And not only it's a play on words and whatever, but I just want to forget myself, because the people who remember me don't know anything about me. People who remember a portion of my life and a portion of my existence don't even fucking recognize me. And the memory kind of plays quite strange kind of tricks on you. And so the whole point of the poem is that to highlight the fucking the disconnect between the kind of abundance of lives we are privy to, but how little of each life we are integrated into. And this adds to the distance itself, while it's supposed to actually create more unity and kind of understanding, that when you, in theory, you would understand that if there are 8 billion people on Earth, and you feel there are 8 billion people on Earth, because everywhere you go, you see myriads of people online. Like, let's say this post has fucking 8 million kind of views. Even by the bare minimum, 100,000 people of that 8 million views are real. And this adds to the pressure of, in theory, it should not add to the pressure of existence, but in fact, it should actually emphasize that how many people are going through the same life as you, and adds to the empathy. But in reality, it actually does not, at least for me. So this is like the premise that I want to set here, that these stages of life is kind of interesting thing in the actual the new context of connections that we have. That I remember I was after my accident, and after my accident I would call in to report for my job, part-time job as a student, on my situation, and different kind of people would pick up. Someone would be worried about my health, someone would keep it professional, but slowly I would kind of make connections with them, more of intimate kind of connections rather than professional ones. That someone would, this is very funny to me, that um, my kind of honesty about my situation, about how I view life and things and stuff like that. We would talk about books, about movies, about life, about whatever. And this same honesty would feel first vulnerability and what you call uh, open and invite kind of relationships and kind of intimacy into my life. But this honesty, this continued honesty, would then, after a kind of a threshold of time, a threshold of kind of stages of life, that a total stranger, not total stranger, a coworker becomes a friend or acquaintance, more than kind of a coworker, then becomes a friend, then becomes even more intimate than that. And each stage, what I didn't understand and I still can't understand, is each stage requires a measurement of showing yourself. Although you can hoop the stages and go through one stage to the other with honesty and vulnerability, but the same honesty translates differently to each stage. The first stage is vulnerability. It shows your compassion, your feeling, your emotional human being. You're literally like, you are someone who has understanding of empathy. And the second stage, it becomes just the normal you stuff, less enticing. And the third stage, when you are like close friends or even in an intimate relationship, it becomes just like nagging about life, about, it's like loses its let's say aroma that was enticing. But honesty stays the same. If you're feeling like down today, happy tomorrow, it's gonna be the same. I'm not gonna say I'm happy because now we have this friendship, now we have this fucking relationship going on. And that's very funny, because the same people who you attract through the same kind of personality traits becomes kind of the driving away force of the same people who are attracted to the same kind of traits. And I remember um, I had this like fuck you countdown, that so many people live at the first fuck you. Some stick around with two or three. Some never go never go away, but they kind of grow so cold that you cut them loose. And with my message to the philosophy professor that I came in contact with recently, it was the same thing, that we started very warm with my kind of honesty and literally asking for guidance and stuff like that. And slowly, um, it became more than just an email back and forth. It became kind of an emotional investment on both kind of sides. And then it kind of translated into, okay, crossing boundaries, that he wanted to help me get through all of this and stuff like that, when I didn't even ask for it. I just said, okay, you have the same experience, you seem smart, you seem whatever, and we can continue on the same understanding, rather than you become my savior and I become your lab rat or something. And then it kind of grew hostile, that I wanted him out of my life, and I said, hey, fuck you, and um, the typical stuff that you insult people to get them out of your life. And funny enough, because he saw through it, he just kept checking in, and even the rage message I sent him like today, just he said, "Oh no, just here to see your progress, slow progress or whatever." Um, if I was a nobody, and if that was my first kind of interaction with him, there was no emotional investment, and he would just ignore me. That's so fascinating to me, that you become from a total stranger to acquaintance to a friend, and to kind of a close friend, that people literally fight over you. You know, the same people who were a stranger like let's say 1 or 2 months ago. I met last year. I met an author, and a strange feeling told me we are gonna be very close friends with this author and me. And I kept telling her, hey, um, we're gonna be a close. I feel we're gonna be friends, as odd as it seems. Before she had even uttered any words, and she's like pushing 40 or something, and it was quite odd because we kept in contact. We talked about books and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we actually became that. That every single day she was telling me about her life, I was telling about my life, and flash forward like 5 or 6 months, we're talking to each other every single day and sharing about our lives, experiences, trauma, everything. And the funny thing is that it just got to the point that um, this just stranger, random stranger met became such a crucial part of our mutual life, that after 5 months, we couldn't like even go without talking about our experiences. I was telling her about my dating experiences. She was telling about her partner, about their moving, their kind of new adopted pet and stuff like that. And just it's so fascinating to me that how these stages of stranger danger, acquaintance, friend, close friend, are just not even timely based. That you can go through all of these phases that literally happen in an instant, because it's just identity barrier that everyone takes time, like maybe 10 years, to reveal each layer of themselves to you. But if you actually are curious enough and enthusiastic enough with genuine interest, you can literally speed through all the layers and see the real person, and then decide if you want to continue with the real person in any kind of relationship that you got. And this is very fascinating to me, that it has happened on so many odd layers to me, that a friend of mine would literally abuse this kind of situation, that he would take someone to the date, and they would go on 5 or 6 mini dates during the first date, to give the impression of they know each other for a month or so, so he can take his date to his place. And that works because on an emotional level, the time doesn't matter, the emotional time matters. And this is very kind of a slippery slope to abuse relationships and literally exploit people. But for me, it's just so fascinating that the same people who would literally ignore you on the fucking streets become so much and so deeply invested that they literally go out of their own way to save you and to help you improve in your life, and literally like be a helping hand for you. But yeah, I'm just like reflecting on things, and I don't know I started this video for, but that's literally every video I record. So yeah, bye.